Now, reach out.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
It is Star Wars weekend at Couch Coop headquarters. I am Couch Coop. Happy May the 4th if you are watching this on the Saturday. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga has never featured on the channel, and it's a standout local co-op video game. As the name suggests, this takes you right the way through all of the classic films, some of the modern, and really just plucks out the peaks of the franchise. Absolutely excellent stuff. I am treading through the invisible minefield that is Star Wars themes or music being copywritten, so please bear with. If some sections fall silent, it means I got pulled up.
Do or do not. There is no crime.
Skywalker Saga comes with a compulsory vertical split, but that's not a problem. The game looks completely stunning with or without any horizontal adjustments. There's a local co-op Marvel Avengers LEGO game that does offer split screen as well, and it's dynamic and it's pretty amazing, but that's because you're in quite a lot of locked arenas. With this, Skywalker Saga comes with very much open plan model on the beginning sections on Tatooine, its subquests, various tasks that are applicable to each character that you're playing. You are not joined at the hip. This is unbelievably free feeling, and there is so much content in this game, it is ridiculous. Also extremely clear that it's designed for two people, online co-op, that sort of thing. Every character is on screen that's involved in that level, and you can at the snap of a single button just switch out to whoever's on screen or with you in that particular mission. You've got classic characters, you've got Ed to a 9, R2D2 rather, and C3PO. Gotta be careful with the old robot acronyms.
Halt! Let's see your identification. And bring those droids over here.
An Imperial checkpoint. Now what?
I'll handle it.
I also had the pleasure of playing this with an out-and-out Star Wars fanatic who could even talk along with the scripts and the sections that came up. I mean, I recognised them, but I didn't know every line of dialogue. I was certainly put in my place. Fan service is through the roof. This game plays like one huge love letter, especially to those first three films, and having them chronologically positioned, so that's episode 1 in the video game, is perfect. It sort of leads you up to some of that modern madness. You did just see a Jedi mind trick there, allowing Obi-Wan to take control of a stormtrooper, march him over to a console, and then let us in. There's beautiful little nuggets that involve two people or character switching or even special moves all the time in the game, and this whole Falcon back together section was just amazing. But back to the fan service thing, it was difficult to try and get everybody to knuckle down and get on with the game. Combat also actually really works with no major blood or violence. Again, this is hugely accessible both on a nostalgia level for people of my generation, but also the kids who are into LEGO. You're going to shoot off the helmets of the stormtroopers, there's one-liners everywhere, explosions, there's a damned lot of fun to be had here, even if you're not a Star Wars fan. Making that switch to aim with the L2 is completely flawless. I would say Portal Knights was the last time I saw a game run this well with this much complication in it with two people on the split. One of the sort of major selling points for this particular type of LEGO series is that you can smash stuff up and rebuild it for something that works in your favour. There's so much Star Wars stuff going on, and there's so much action that you rarely get the time to even remember that that's one of the main areas of the game. But when you do, you normally build something iconic, you're normally putting something awesome back on the Millennium Falcon. The smiles are everywhere. We went into the submenus and just couldn't believe the amount of meta behind all of the characters that you can play as or unlock as, and you can also have your own stealth mechanics behind the droids because the Empire doesn't see them as a threat, and you can also look into disguises and sneak capabilities with other characters that you choose or open up. We were completely knocked back at how much there is to unlock, discover, and also information on all your locations and NPCs. Also two weird things happening with its challenge. Friendly fire is on. We one-shot each other constantly, but you're immediately respawned back in. You just drop all your coins a la Sonic the Hedgehog. The second is that it's incredibly easy on this episode 1. It kind of acts as a prologue. You're not going to be pushed with any difficult sections. But some of the puzzles, they're not layman, and we were scratching our heads for a bit, and we kept saying to each other, if I was like 7 years old, I would genuinely struggle with some of this stuff.
Look out! What is that thing?
Its eye! Hit it in the eye!
Because we're both so familiar with those first 3 films, we knew exactly what was coming up, and the anticipation and the comedy coming off the back of some of these iconic scenes is genuinely worth listening to. The team were always really good. That original Lego film was hilarious. That Batman stuff is quite good. So they're very self-aware and they have so much fun with the Star Wars lore.
One thing for sure, we're all going to be a lot thinner.
If you watched my Jedi Survivor video, you'll know that I'm far more LucasArts than I am Lucasfilm. But I will say that not everything Kathleen Kennedy touches turns to crap, and the best place for me to find decent Star Wars lore and fun and that sort of warm feeling from the originals is now in the video games. I feel there's a lot of pressure on Outlaws coming up, and my next video, which I should be able to just get it in for the weekend, is kind of where the best place is to look for cool Star Wars video game content. I've got a few classics in mind, and of course the split screen area isn't completely ignored either.
I think we took a wrong turn.
There's no lock! They're gonna get through!
Subtle things like the role reversal on this swing, some of Han Solo's one-liners, they really do sound like they're lifted directly from the film. There's no way Harrison re-recorded any of that, and I think Hamill hasn't returned for some of it, but it still feels really natural. Chewbacca, always a classic and favourite.
We need to get this information to the rebel base on Yavin 4 now.
And what information is that exactly?
There's a ship unlock roster which has got about 16 craft in it, including some of the classic Rebellion designs. I was gobsmacked at how much there is to unlock and that it puts you into a full-blown flying section, but the best stuff's coming up.
Welcome. It's good to see you're still alive. Please, hurry to the command room. The generals are eagerly awaiting those plans.
Because the range is so flawless with just about all of the characters, I didn't have the conversation about its close quarters and punching and kicking. It's so funny, and you are prompted to put up to 4-button combinations in. There's keepy uppies. Watching the other player beat someone up in this, it's got some serious comedy value, obviously, if you're Chewbacca. This is your hub on the second section of the game, and we found a droid. Obviously just need to switch out to R2-D2, and then his dialogue is understandable. That's the level of depth we're going into here, and the whole secret setup within the hub itself, all the little nooks and crannies and things that you can pull out and coins you can find, massive. You're looking at 4 hours even before you get into the real meat of the entire game.
Alright, I took out those turbo lasers.
Good work, but the job isn't over yet. Stay focused.
You knew it was coming. It's the Death Star trench shootout, and I was only just talking about squadrons on VR and even the flying sections within Battlefield 2. This is damn strong to be in a Lego game, and it does keep up. There's so many explosions. I saw a few frame dips on this. Still ambitious and exactly what we wanted. So I think there's two access points for this game. The first one is to dupe your kids into playing it and secretly have an awesome time with all the nostalgic nods. And the second one is to grab some beers and mate the missus and just smash through this and have a great time knowing what's coming up, how they're going to handle all the scenes, and just seeing Star Wars in a beautiful, user-friendly local co-op system. I will say thank you very much for watching my entire video. Please like and subscribe for single-player local co-op split-screen content, and that Star Wars next video is going to be huge. Please stay tuned. I will see you down there.